Pablo Picasso is an artist that we will take a look at. He is an artist from the early 1900s. The artwork that we're going to be taking a look at is called cubism. Cubism is a subject where things are analyzed and broken up into different sections and then put back together from different perspectives and different angles. Just a side note, I did stick up a couple more portraits that Picasso has completed up in the corners, so while I'm talking you can take a look at his artwork. Okay, so for today's project what you're going to need is some magazines. I'm going to use a glue stick, some scissors, and that is it. You might also want at least a piece of paper to go ahead and glue all of your items on. Okay, for our Pablo Picasso face, we are using magazines. And like we had talked about earlier, Pablo Picasso would take pieces and rearrange them. So what I've done is I've gone through my magazines. I've found a couple faces. I've actually found some food items, a person with their body, just things that I think look like faces. So what I think I'm going to end up doing, I know I'm going to, but I think what I would like to do is I'm going to use this right here. I think this is a really cool shape for a head. Like the picture that we looked at, the head does not need to be a head shape. And it actually probably will be fun because it's a little off kiltered. So I'm going to use this as my head. I definitely know that one of these will be my eyes. I was kind of looking at this for a smile, but I'm not sure. And then I thought maybe I could do the cheese coming down for some hair. I thought this would be kind of a cool nose, a person's body. She has a nice smile, so maybe I'll do a smile with her instead. I'm not sure. And then I do know I have one eye, and I want a different eye, but I do want a regular eye, so I might use his eye. I might use his ear, okay, and I might even use his little chin right here with some hair on it. So I'm going to begin to cut off camera, and I'll come back and I'm going to show you how I'm going to put it all together. Okay, so off camera, I went ahead and I cut out all my pieces, and I realized there was a couple small things that that wouldn't work, and that sometimes happens when you're creating. So I had thought that this would be a great head and to put everything on, and the shape is really cool. If I had plain paper to make a face on top of it, that would probably work. But if I slip this under here, you can see that these colors are really close to that and they blend in way too much. So then I tried this, and you can see it would pop out a little bit more, but because there's so much texture with the object, what's in the background, it kind of works against this. So that was kind of hard. So I went and I found something completely different in color, and the texture on this is really, really small and subtle. So this is going to actually work really well. So I'm going to scoot this off. I've got my face set up. I'm using my glue stick. I'm going to glue everything onto a piece of white paper so that way I can see how it looks. Turn up my glue stick a little bit. Get the outside. And I had said before, and you'll see me do it here, when I glue big pieces, I like to put the glue on the back of the big piece, whereas the little pieces I might put on here. It's hard to glue little tiny pieces, so you can kind of see where that's going to go. I think I'm going to use this lady as my nose. So I can put a little glue on the back of her. And she's going to go right down the middle. And now I'm going to kind of begin. So I put my little goatee in. And if your face features go off of the body, that's okay. So I haven't decided. I think I had her on this side or this eye on that side. I think though I kind of like it on this side. And then I did put a little mouth off to the side. We have an eyebrow and a very small eye. Actually, I'm gonna move this eyebrow down. I don't know what I was thinking. There we go. I'm gonna put a little glue under it. And then this little eye goes here. And I cut out an ear. Put his ear on the side. And then I was earlier going to use this for a mouth, but I think I'm gonna use it as an ear. So I looked for shapes that I felt were, you know, the shapes that we kind of see on our face. Put a little bit more glue under here. And so there's my face. Now I do have my dripping cheese. I think what I'm gonna do, I'll do that. I think I'm gonna cut off the big old piece of broccoli on top. And do a little bit more trimming. And maybe give it a little haircut. There we go, a little haircut was what was needed. And I want to make sure I see that pupil, so I'm going to cut it one more time. There we go. There we go. And there is, let's shake off all the extra. And here is my Picasso face. I didn't do any of the hair, so maybe I'm gonna actually trim this a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. And actually I could take this piece. Oh, let's take this little piece. I like this purple glue because you can see where you put the glue. And it dries. You don't see it anymore. So here's my Picasso face. The eye is a little hard to see. So definitely play around with all of the positions. I laid it out mostly before I left, but you saw me, I changed my idea. But you're trying to emulate another artist. So think about how he took it and split it and moved it around and did different things. I'll post a couple more pictures of his work so that way you can kind of look at it and see maybe some ideas that he did. But I mean, basically, as long as you have some magazines, I'm sure you can find out a lot. And you can also use a face. If this face was bigger, I probably would have used a head, but I couldn't find a head that was big enough. So if you're like me and can't find any of our magazines have a big head for it, then you can always try and make your own head. I hope you have fun with this, and I'll see you next time.